It is now February, and thus far, Cadillac has not introduced the CT6 yet to New York City. Also, the XT5 is out there preparing for its debut, and it's been a really slow rollout. Right now, Cadillac is still trying to move their CTS and they're trying to move their SRXs in anticipation of the CT6 getting onto its floor and eventually the XT5. I really don't think we'll even see those cars here in New York for a while. But basically, I went to Cadillac to check out new vehicles that they called my attention to. And I'm still in the market looking for these things. I am still currently in the market to purchase either a CT6, an XTS, or a CTS, and I specifically want red. Unfortunately, with Cadillac, it's like red and other colors seem to be the first colors to go, and then livery takes over all the black ones and all the silver ones. So what I'm looking at here, this is a regular XTS without the 4, so this is a front-wheel drive XTS. It is a 2016. They called me in to take a look at it and see what I thought of this one. I took a quick look in the inside. So anyway, this car is a front-wheel drive luxury collection. So it has the luxury package, but it does not have all-wheel drive. So it probably rides a lot like a Buick LaCrosse with, you know, that strong front-wheel drive pull. It says the total vehicle price is $54,740. This total options was about $4,495. The total vehicle options was $53,745, and then the total price a little under $55. So inside, pretty much exactly what you expect. This is the luxury collection, so it does have heated seats right here. It doesn't have all that beautiful goodness of the last XTS that I showed you for our Uber, but it does have this panoramic sunroof. And what I also noticed was that this one right here did not have, I think it might have the lights. I don't know if it has the light. It looks like it has the lights in the handles, lit handles. It has a Q system, but it doesn't have that really big full Q system that I saw in the last XTS that I made a video for. And it's so unfortunate that they haven't gotten what is it called? They haven't gotten the CT6s yet. I don't think this has, that red light system is not the heads-up display. That red light system is for the warning system, just in case somebody sneaks up on your blind spot. That's a blind spot identifier. So if I start this up, it does have the middle Q system, but this is not the virtual gauge. So I guess it all depends, you know, whether or not I could deal without the virtual gauges. But what I do like is I see that it has heated.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode.
Thank you so much.
Connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection.
Yeah, thank you.
Press the blue OnStar button to learn more.
Shut up. Okay, so anyway, this one has heated seats and it also has cooled seats. I like that, so that makes me feel a little bit better. All of these cars should have heated and cooled seats. All of these cars should have navigation. Some people want moonroof, some people don't, whatever. It has, obviously, the luxury collection came with all these park sensors. I can also see that it has left and right mirror detectors. So this car is pretty loaded. The only downside is it doesn't have all-wheel drive. It only has front-wheel drive. Some people may think that all-wheel drive is not completely necessary, but it is a little bit of a letdown for it not to have it at $54,000. And then you think about the fact that a CTS 4 2.0 turbo is going to cost the same amount as this car, but come with all-wheel drive, the whole luxury package. So basically, even though the XTS is slightly cheaper than the CTS by a couple $100, the simple fact of the matter is that, you know, what they really should have done is all of these cars really should have had all-wheel drive. If you're a Cadillac, you basically all should have had all-wheel drive. That's part of the reason why a lot of people don't want to buy the Impala. And they, you know, a lot of people don't want to buy the Impala because the Impala is only front-wheel drive. You know, so other than that, it's really a perfect car. It's just that if I have to choose between this and the CTS that actually has all-wheel drive, you know, basically it's a choice between interior space and getting all-wheel drive. A lot of people will probably say, oh, you don't need all-wheel drive, it wastes fuel and everything, and you might be right, because I mean, we really don't have very harsh winters here in New York City. And when you have front-wheel drive, because the weight of the engine is on the front of the car, traction isn't an issue. So I don't know, I'd have to think about it. So I'd probably have to see what kind of deal they'd make on this car. But other than that, it looks like it's pretty much fully loaded. Yeah. Okay. And the option is an SRX 2016. This is an option. This is a SRX4. They actually do have a fully loaded all-wheel drive XTS. I think the SRX is about 51,000. It's a little under 52. Yeah, so this is a little under 50. Oh, this is 50,200, so it's about 51. Tannin, yeah. Caramel interior, brown, yeah, it looks good. Ooh, it's got Cadillac badging. Ultra view sunroof, okay. So I know this one I could get cheaper than the XTS, right?
Yeah, it's got a better lease program.
Mm-hmm. Some really nice cars. Nice colors. While I was on the road, I also happened to see a Tesla Model S P85D. You know, the P85D, in my opinion, especially considering the interior, is a bit overpriced. And one of the things that's going to hurt Tesla in the long run is the fact that their R&D is very expensive. On top of that, they're selling their cars at a loss. And on top of that, I noticed in the news today that Tesla quietly raised prices and they removed the ability to transfer service options from buyer to buyer. So that's really going to hurt the resale value of their cars later down the road. I can include that story so you can read it. That's really not a good thing. It's like I could consider getting one of these Tesla Model S's in red. Because basically, as you know, at this point, I'm really looking for a new red car for my mom. The only downside is moving to a Tesla would mean that now she'd absolutely at her house have to have charging, or she would have to make her way to whoever the newest supercharger is, wherever the gas station or supercharger is. I think it would be better if she had it at her house. One of her friends actually has a Tesla, and they talked about how much they loved it. However, buying one of these electric cars is a change in your lifestyle because of the fact that now you have to plan the use of the car around your timing and this, that, and other. So anyway, Tesla has claimed that their factory extended warranties can't be transferred when selling a used Tesla. One of the problems with EVs and PHEVs, especially when you're talking about the first generation of Model S's and that they rolled off, is the fact that there have been drive motor failures. If you can't transfer the warranty from one buyer to the next, and somebody were to buy one of these cars and the drive motor failed, they'd be looking to pay a whole lot out of pocket for their $70,000 to $100,000 car. And that might be a problem because you'd think that if one of your drive motors failed and you had to take that car back in and you suddenly had to pay like a lump sum of money to get it fixed, I don't think you'd be too happy about that. A lot of people are telling me, yeah, you should sell 500 shares of your stock. And my thing is, as much as I'm trying to hold on, it's like a lot of the news that's coming out from Elon Musk and Tesla, it's not making me very enthusiastic. And, a lot of people are talking about the Model 3. Nobody even knows what it looks like yet, but Tesla wants $1,000 to reserve a Model 3. And we don't even know what it looks like yet. First of all, I've said this a number of times, there's no way in hell that car is going to be $35,000. The research and development alone are going to make that car $50,000 minimum. Now, they are already selling at a loss, but I don't think they're going to be able to take a $20,000 loss. And then on top of that, the $7,500 federal tax credit, you have no idea how long the government will continue those because the government's already talking about raising taxes on PHEVs and EVs in order to raise money, and they're also talking about raising taxes on gasoline. They're talking about a $10 tax on a barrel of gasoline. Because right now the government's hurting for money. They're overspending. They have a $4.1 trillion budget from Obama. Obamacare is screwing people who don't have it for $695. And, I'm getting like totally amazed at how much just ridiculousness there is. Selling a car like the Tesla and having other PHEVs and EVs should have been an easy thing. But when you're dealing with the corruption and the incompetence of this current government, the reason why Donald Trump is so far ahead in the media is simply because people see that he is willing to get things done, even if he has to terrorize these asshole Republicans and these stupid moron Democrats who are currently in office. So basically, we just don't know down the road what kind of federal tax rebates there'll be. So there's a very strong possibility that that $7,500 rebate could simply just disappear. And then for them to talk about a $10,000 annual fuel savings, they don't know how much you drive, and they don't know how much you possibly save in whatever amount of time that you have a car. So that to me is fuzzy math. And they're pushing me to the point where I really want to sell my stock. And I don't know what I'm going to do over time. I mean, I have options. I could hold it. But, I just don't understand what half of these companies are doing and the logic behind them. It seems to me that they should be doing every single possible thing they can do to get people to buy their cars. Just having a 0.75% interest rate on a lease, that doesn't seem like it's enough to me.